Shadows of Ravenswood Mansion by ChatGPT. Part 1. In the quaint town of Ravenswood, nestled between dense woods and a cold, dark lake, stood a mysterious mansion that had long been abandoned. The locals whispered about its haunting past, a tale that sent shivers down spines and kept the curious away. But one day, a group of 5 adventurous teenagers decided to challenge fate and explore the dreaded mansion. The leader of the group, Jake, was a reckless thrill-seeker, eager to prove his bravery to his friends. Emily, the skeptic of the bunch, scoffed at the rumors of ghosts and curses, claiming it was all nonsense. Daniel, the comic relief, tried to lighten the mood with his jokes, but his laughter often felt hollow in the eerie silence. Megan, the sensitive artist, was fascinated by the mansion's dark history, seeing it as a source of inspiration. And finally, there was Alex, the quiet and introverted member, who reluctantly joined the expedition to keep an eye on his friends. As they approached the mansion, its crumbling facade loomed over them like a foreboding sentinel. The door creaked open as if inviting them in, and a chill ran down their spines as they entered the dimly lit interior. The air was heavy with an inexplicable dread. They moved through the mansion's rooms, their footsteps echoing eerily off the decaying walls. Shadows danced across the floor, and the wind outside moaned as if in agony. Unsettled by the strange atmosphere, Emily became increasingly anxious, while Daniel tried to maintain his jovial facade despite his trembling hands. Megan found herself drawn to a particular room on the top floor. It was rumored to be the place where a tragic murder-suicide had taken place decades ago. Ignoring the others' warnings, she pushed the door open, revealing a scene frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture and faded photographs surrounded a blood-stained bed where the tragedy had unfolded. As Megan turned to leave the room, a cold hand clamped around her wrist, sending a shiver down her spine. She screamed, and the others rushed to her aid. But they were alone in the room. No ghostly apparition stood before them. Enough of this nonsense. "There's nothing here," Emily said, trying to dismiss the fear gnawing at her. But the mansion had other plans. As they descended the stairs, they noticed the entrance was nowhere to be found. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped inside the mansion's ever-changing labyrinthine layout. Their sense of time and reality blurred, and each room seemed to reflect their deepest fears and regrets. Jake saw visions of his past mistakes, tormenting him with guilt. Emily faced her skepticism, now a relentless self-doubt that gnawed at her confidence. Daniel's laughter turned into hysterical cries as he confronted the weight of his own shallowness. Megan's once vibrant art turned dark and twisted, mirroring her fear of losing her creativity. And Alex was haunted by a relentless sense of isolation, feeling distant from his friends even as they stood together. With each passing moment, the mansion fed on their fears, growing stronger and more malevolent. They fought to escape its grasp, but it seemed as though they were bound to its dark forces. Time lost all meaning as they wandered its seemingly infinite corridors. In their desperation, they stumbled upon a cryptic journal left behind by a previous visitor who had managed to escape. The journal spoke of an ancient ritual that could appease the mansion's malevolent spirit and break free from its grasp. But the ritual required a sacrifice. One of them had to confront their deepest fear and overcome it willingly. As they debated who would undertake the dangerous ritual, the mansion seemed to draw energy from their fear, manifesting terrifying specters that closed in around them. Jake, the leader, finally stepped forward, accepting the sacrifice. He embraced his guilt and fear, making peace with his past mistakes. In doing so, he weakened the mansion's hold over them. With renewed determination, they followed the instructions in the journal, performing the ritual as a team. The mansion fought back, its walls shaking and its corridors shifting, but they persisted. Slowly, they felt the malevolent presence weaken, and the mansion began to crumble around them. With one final push, they burst through the front door just as the mansion collapsed into a heap of rubble. The ordeal had ended, and they were free. As they walked away from the ruins, they couldn't help but feel changed by the experience. They had faced their darkest fears and survived, but they also knew they could never forget the horrors they had encountered. The mansion may have fallen, but its malevolent spirit lingered in their memories, a haunting reminder that some fears never truly leave us. And so, the five friends returned to Ravenswood, forever bound by the horrors they had faced together, wondering if they had truly escaped the clutches of the mansion or if its darkness now resided within them.